Welcome to Logic Heap. So far, we have discussed how we can create a simple Django application. We did some minor modifications. We also learned about URL chain mapping. This is all we have done till now. Now, when we created the application, if you can see here, when we created the application Logic Heap, this is the folder which got created, right? And it has got models.py, and it has got views.py that today specifically we'll be talking about. So why all these files are getting created and what is the importance of this? You need to understand that here we are following some kind of design pattern. Now you'll say, what is design pattern? Let's just focus on the two words that are involved here, design and pattern. When you think of providing a solution to any application, to any problem that you need to do a code for, that you need to do programming for, you just think how the blueprint of your solution would be. That is your design of that application. And the second word is pattern. So there are some standard problems that programmers have faced over the years while designing any solution. And after a lot of brainstorming by many developers, programmers, they have come up with some solutions of it. So generally there are some standard problems and standard solution, and there's repetition in that. So these problems are coming again and again, and we are solving them with some standard solution. So this is your pattern. This, if we combine them, design pattern. So for standard problems, we have some standard solutions and that we are going to discuss. One of such design pattern we are going to discuss today, which we use in Django. So now you're clear with the concept of design pattern. What is a design pattern? Now let's see, while designing a web application, if you are going to design a web application, if you want to provide a blueprint of it, there are three major things that are involved in a web application. There are three components. If I say superficially, there are three components. The first one is your front end, or what you call UI, your web design. That is your first component. Second, nowadays with every application, whether it's a static or dynamic web application, you must be having some data and databases. So the second thing is your database. And third is your logic, your business logic. So if I talk about Logic Heap, there would be one web page that I would be displaying. That is your first component. Then there would be different courses that Logic Heap is offering, and there are different pages contained in it. Right? So this data of having different courses and pages, I'll create some tables to store that data. So this is your data and databases. This is your second component. Now, suppose over the UI, you want to have 5 most popular pages that people are surfing. So this is your business logic. For that, uh, you need to write some code which will try to interact with your database, and finally, once it has created a HTTP response of 5 most popular courses, it will give it to the UI component. Okay, so there are three components which are related to each other. Now you see one more thing. In the web application, for the front end component, there would be separate. There could be separate front end developers. Then for data, then for managing your databases and data, you can have a separate team. And also, you can have backend developers to write your business logic. So these three teams need to work for the same web application, but their goals are different. One is working for the front end, one is working for the back end, one is dealing with the data, and all three, when after achieving their own goal, will contribute to the bigger goal of having a web application. So if you want these teams to completely focus on their work, it's good to write the application in such a way that these three components are segregated. So this segregation of the individual component and their work is what we are addressing using a design pattern, which is MVT. So Django follows MVT design pattern where M stands for model, V stands for view, and T stands for template. Try to relate this diagram with the web application components that I showed you. Firstly, let's talk about the template. Now in template, you basically deal with the display logic. Generally, it's a HTML file. Till now, we have not created an HTML file. In our application, we will be soon doing that. The template is simply dealing with your display logic. It will contain your HTML content, then your styling content. So all this comes under template. So the first one was your front end that basically gets solved using the template. Second, let's talk about the left hand circle, which is model. So this section basically deals with creation of databases. And the third component was business logic. So view that you create, it basically has the code that we were discussing for business logic. View takes data from the model and it once it processes that data in a certain way according to the business logic, according to the business requirement, it gives the data for display to the template. That's how model, view, and template are related. View is taking the data from the model according to the business requirement, and once it has done the processing by writing some code, we give that data to display using the template. So these three works are segregated. Now, view can also interact with the model for creation, deletion, or updation of the database, and view can also take user input from your template. So that's how these three components are related to each other. If you see here, we have models.py here dealing with the models, and we have views.py dealing with all kind of business logic here. Till now we have not created any HTML file, but I'll show you in some later tutorial. So now you must have understood that why we have this models.py, views.py, and what is MVT design pattern.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning into Logic Heap. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.